Going to be going lower bracket. We've got 3 days to explain the story, to explain the format, and to find out which 2v2 team is the best on paper. From our only opportunity to really see that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had qualifiers, we've had club qualifiers, national qualifiers. This is where it all comes down to it. This is where you have to put up or shut up in the Team of the Season Cup. $500,000 prize pool. One team will be walking away on Sunday evening when it's all said and done with $100,000 and a Club World Cup qualification spot in the back pocket.
Yeah, that must be said as well, Richard. That was announced, or to be announced, I should say, coming up later this year. Another tournament to play for. This is the route into the Club World Cup, and also the opportunity to call yourself champions here back at LAN in the Team of the Season Cup. The first of its kind. The weekend we celebrate the launch of Team of the Season as well, with that all-important community team later on today. We're going back underway for this one. It's Fnatic from right to left in there. Trademark kit. Direwolves from left to right. Keep an eye on that blue cursor. That is TEKKZ controlling that one. Keep an eye out for his teammate Diogo with that sort of turquoise blue circle above his head. It's Direwolves on the hunt. They are 2-1 down. Could it be 2-2? Drops his shoulder, defended well. In the meantime, let's go back down to Carl Walker. Carl, what's going on?
Well, Brandon, Richard, there's goals going in all over the place. I'll start with M42 Esports. They're 1-0 up in this second leg. 3-2 down, though, on aggregate against Team Falcon. 17 minutes gone in that game. Can Sharon Jot, can he bring it back for M42 Esports? But in the other game that you guys have said could be a final where it's got super interesting, Makers Sweden, well, they made it 2 goals up in that second leg. However, I will say this, Team Hullet's Ninjas in Pyjamas have literally just scored. Levi David, also Oli Lito, they're looking to make a comeback. I'll keep you updated, guys.
Thank you very much, Carl. Interested to hear results going in from all around the other pods right now. Not so good at the moment for Team Hullet and Ninjas in Pyjamas. They are pretty close to us, so I'll remain not too loud about it.
I mean, they know, though, it's such a tough start. We've said it could be a final, but it really could be. Potentially one of the best FGS Open teams coming through that bracket are Makers Sweden.
TEKKZ building up now for Fnatic. Their first real sniff in the box. TEKKZ doing what TEKKZ does. It's R9 trying to find his way through on his own. I think what he's looking for there, naturally, bait the tackle, bait the player to come out of position, then just slide across to Diogo and tap it into the back of the net. Direwolves do stand strong, though. 20 minutes in here.
Well, we've had an inside look, really, to a lot of what TEKKZ has been like in 2v2 and the progression that he's made because of our involvement with England as the footballing nation and their qualifying campaign in the FIFA E-Nations Cup. TEKKZ has been involved in that all the way since week 1 of the play-ins. They've got better and better. TEKKZ, Mitch and Tom Lees, that team for England, also Big Mac involved in the squad.
I think it's difficult to say as well, Richard, is what is enough to get top 2 in this group? I mean, certainly you want an opening win. That's going to put you in good stead for wins. That, but you'd think 2 wins would obviously be enough, naturally, of course, mathematically.
Yeah, 2 wins put you through the bracket. You win your first game, and then your second game will put you in that.
I mean, either way, Rich,
top batch.
Makers Sweden or Team Hullet are going to have to start on the back foot in this tournament. That is how the cookie's literally going to crumble here in London. 30 minutes played. Fnatic still in control. They took a lead with the 87th minute via TEKKZ, who finessed it in with Eusebio, fresh off the bench, the Portuguese icon. Pretty similar teams here, to be honest. The only real change is the centre mids and the goalkeepers between the two. That's going to be the common difference in squads. Maybe Ronaldinho featuring in the old team as well, or he's not. 4 others. Marcelo comes into the fold in a left back too. That recent FUT captain upgrade that he did get. Deemed good enough for pros to feature in as a left back. Here's Mbappe now. This is Direwolves. It's Pele! Timed it green! And every time they've conceded, they've bounced back. They've been a team that many have spoken about here in London to watch out for, to keep an eye on.
It was R9 getting dispossessed in the middle of the park. They lost the ball, did Fnatic. Mbappe punched into his feet. He just offloaded it to Pele. Green time strike at the near post. Nothing Schmeichel can do about that one bit. And Fnatic find themselves back in this tie. Direwolves, what a goal. 2-2.
Game on. Perfect start here in the game we're giving you from Group B. The group that has MGCFE Sports, the Brazilian organisation, and Ajax back on lab. About a slightly different roster. No Danny Hackerberg this time round. It's Ajax Finn, one of the youngest competitors in this tour. I think the youngest, 16 years of age, the player that came through the Zigo E battle. Now playing for Ajax after a first ever Eredivisie split now in his first ever EA major, teaming up with one of the most experienced players in this tournament, Levi Frederique. An E-World Cup finalist last year.
Playoff champion. He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt, has Levi Frederique. Sterren Status, you might know him as if you're an old-school FIFA veteran. Saw him at LAN FIFA 19 Singapore. That would have been the qualifier number 5.
Played against this man on the screen,
didn't
he?
In the console final.
One of TEKKZ's many for Champions Cups wins. Direwolves just trying to build into this last chance off the first 45. It finds Hullit's feet. A couple of ball rolls from the Dutch midfielder. Love to get a passing count of this attack. They have literally been in possession.
You jinxed them.
No, I've just jinxed them. No, they've got it back now. Messi. We can see what he can. Watch out on that left foot. Half time here, Richard. Hopefully we can have a few stats between these two. A very
evenly poised.
Yeah, very even. 45 hit.
You come into this second leg, Fnatic obviously scored late. They got that Eusebio finish, but Direwolves were never out of the tie. That goal inside the first 30 minutes as well give them a lot of confidence now. Going into the second half, they were probably the team, well, definitely had more possession. They were probably building into a couple of opportunities as well to try and snatch that lead away for the first time in this series away from Fnatic. 45 minutes left of FIFA to play. If not, we'll be going to extra time and penalties.
Absolutely. Just a word as well. The man sitting behind those two players, Zachary, was in the E-Champions League last week, was coaching Cosmin, the Romanian player there, was so close to qualification of the E-Champions League final. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. He's remained in Europe with Direwolves and is hoping to hopefully give his impact on this to guide them through to victory here. When I was speaking to both of those about the prize spot, their eyes certainly perked up when they realised that if you just get top 2, you guarantee 10k. Get up a bracket, Rich, you guarantee 10k, whatever happens.
Yeah. It's
the first payday for a lot of these teams.
Incredible opportunity.
Back underway. We're all square here. If we are all square, extra time will be needed. Certainly feels like over the last 25 minutes or so, Direwolves have been able to build their way back into this time. They've always been able to reply. The one thing they haven't been able to do is lead across the two legs at all. I think that's something we're going to be able to see now. We've seen just how crucial the involvement of Jude Bellingham is in this midfield. Played a massive part. In their second goal.
Do you know what feels weird? Obviously, we're in the casting position now. We're up in the booth. When we're commentating remote, we don't hear the reactions from the players. I just heard a roar, and it caught me off guard. I've not heard that in 2.5 years. I've not been used to hearing player reactions and crowd reactions from people here in a venue.
That came from Team Hullet and Ninjas in Pyjamas as well, Richard, so we'll do our best to keep up to date with what on earth is going on in that game. We heard that goals have been flying in the second leg, though. They're currently taking on Team Makers Sweden. Bit of a tough one, really, isn't it? Olilito against Oliboli and Optole, teammates at a national level.
I mean, we saw Oliboli and Optole last week. Optole playing in the E-Champions League and Oliboli coaching him. Now they're playing together.
It's fought for a split second there. We might see Messi's first left foot finesse of the tournament. Couldn't quite guide that one in from Direwolves. Certainly feels like the sting of this game has ever so slightly changed. Messi on that right boot, down will be crossing that ball into the box. Instead, be trying to work it in. Mbappe and Kante interchange, the 3 French midfielders.
He's done well. He's done very well, Messi.
Could be an ongoing run there if he can find Pele. Well played, Ruben Diaz. TEKKZ in control there. That blue icon above his head. Team of the year, MARK11 does get the shout alongside Ruben Diaz at the back.
Might be controversial, but I feel like Direwolves are probably the team looking more likely to go on and win this.
And that's why FIFA's played over 2 legs, isn't it, Richard? Always get such a different second performance. Sometimes it takes a team just a game to get into it, get into the feeling of playing on lamp. Pause has come in from Direwolves. Expect to see the likes of Eusebio, Zidane, maybe even CR7. The list goes on of players that could come off the bench and have their impact on the game. A left foot finesse from TEKKZ, maybe with Messi. No, plays it into Ronaldinho. He'll look willing to change just as well. Reverse Elastico, not come off kindly. Diogo does well. It's Marcelo still. This is where they are dangerous. Fnatic, TEKKZ in control. R9, Elastico. The skill move that he is renowned and famous for. Casting back to Atlanta many, many, many moons ago. Have to move at speed though when you get in that box, because otherwise there's so many shirts in there, it's so hard to break down. Yeah,
double press, and then with the AI as well, sort of dropping off, looking for the blocks, looking to reshape. It's really, really tough.
Building. Watch out for R9 there, just teasing a run. Messi finds Solis, his Direwolves, back to go Mbappe. Elastico! Oh, it's beautiful! The Aussies come alive in London. It's the first time they've led in the game. You said they looked like they were going to score.
Direwolves. They've not come just to be part of the numbers. They've come to play. Look at that turn. Sends him inside and out. Reverse Elastico with Mbappe and fires it into the left corner. Ruben Diaz, he was doing the hokey pokey. He put his leg out and then pulled it back. Maybe if he commits to that, you might block it.
I look like it was the animation of a little Elastico there. It was just a complete combination of everything, really. A simple little cancel, I believe, of all to get away from the play. A massive goal for Direwolves, by the way. They just need, in the nicest way, to sit on this now. Make it really difficult.
Make it hard to play against.
People have spoken about this team, Rich. People, heretics down there, were saying, one team I said, watch out for this weekend. They said Direwolves, who played them early in the week, they gave us a really good game.
You see the little snippet of the formations there in the bottom right corner. Direwolves in that 4-3-2-1 that they've been playing all qualifiers and a lot of the warm-up games to bring it into the tournament here. On the other side of it, it was a 3-5-2 for Fnatic, looking potentially to change into a narrow now to combat that 4-3-2-1. But I'll tell you what, they don't have a lot of time left. What we got? 72 minutes on the clock played. It's dwindling down, and it could be Fnatic in a really awkward position after game one.
I mean, you say awkward position, Rich. What are we going to see now from Fnatic?
Well, they've got to go for it. They have to.
Constant press.
15 minutes left.
Plus, potentially even some fresh legs on the pitch. And they've just brought on Jude Bellingham. Building nicely, Mbappe finds Pele. This is Fnatic on the hunt for that goal. Off the restart, TEKKZ in control. It's TEKKZ on his own. It's taken just minutes. Minutes for Fnatic to react.
Seconds, if that. You kick off, play it around the back a little bit. Messi picks up the ball here. He fires it into Mbappe, and Diogo just gives the ball to TEKKZ. Twisting, turning, you give him too much space. You give him an inch, he will take a mile, will Fnatic TEKKZ. Slams it into that left corner, and we're back level pegging 3 apiece.
The best way you can reply, isn't it? Instantly, otherwise minutes go on, you start doubting yourself. Back into that team management change now. Back to what they probably were playing about a minute ago.
And that's so hard as well for Direwolves, because we said they look like the more likely, they look like the ones sort of getting into the game, looking to get a goal. They worked so hard, they got that goal. And then what? A minute and a half later, straight from the kickoff, TEKKZ scores, Fnatic back in the game. It's a sucker punch. It really is.
Deep in thought still. Fnatic. It's sort of the case of every team has a captain across this tournament. There'll be one player that's in charge of probably tactical changes. Obviously, there'll be an input there from a teammate. But that means in control of goalkeeper movement, offside traps, the small tendencies of the game, which could be so hugely important. TEKKZ naturally taking that captain's armband, and he was the man that just scored the all-important equaliser. 8 minutes on the clock, 3-3 here in our opening game in Group B in the Team of the Season Cup. What a game, what a first introduction this has been to what is to come this weekend. 6 minutes away from extra time. Ronaldinho does well, this is Direwolves, finds R9, is there one more pass available? Ousmane Dembele on the pitch, the foot fantasy eye to Ousmane Dembele! Oh, he was close enough to ripple in the back of Fnatic's net.
Oh, it's really, really nice. The Elastico to set it up. Didn't time it green, maybe you could say that was the only thing, but that strike from Ousmane Dembele, you expect it. As soon as it leaves his right boot to be hitting the back of the net. Fnatic here, playing for the last chance of the game.
Looks to be loading up for that last chance of the game, don't they?
They know what they can do.
Waiting until that additional time does get added on. It looks as if Ronaldinho's found himself a spot at right back.
He's doing a job for the team.
Allows room for Eusebio to come on the pitch. That's certainly one thing.
Here we go then.
Well, we knew we were going to have tight games this weekend, Richard. Extra time in the first one between these two teams. 6 goals between the two over the 2 legs. 3-3. It's evenly split and evenly poised. 30 more minutes to come to find out who will be potentially topping the group here in Group B.
Yeah, I'm just looking across the stage here, which has been set. AFC Ajax just fist bumps all round. They're obviously in the group that we're currently looking at here, with Direwolves, MGCF, and Fnatic. So maybe a result going the Dutch side's way right there. People starting to get up after their matches have been played. I just saw a very exasperated, frustrated Maestro for Team Levante.
Yeah, doesn't look happy at all there. Team Makers, the Italians, some of the Masters teams, they've been over the moon. It's hard to predict a score and off seeing a reaction, isn't it? We're trying to predict scorelines. Okay, that's what Carl Walker's for. We'll check in with him a little bit of time, I can assure you, Richard, to give us some updates on some scores that have been going on around the games here and around the different pods here at the Team of the Season Cup. We know absolutely Levante. They're a team to watch out for. We haven't spoken too much about them. Paptati and Maestro, 2 players you would never really put together. Did come through the Team of the Season Cup, and did come through the Team of the Season Open earlier this year and did qualify. Early start here. Ousmane Dembele finds R9. It's defended well by Ruben Diaz. We're in extra time here in Group B, as Ajax have just finished their game. Ousmane Dembele. R9. This is Direwolves. Defended well by Vieira, who's the only player that's technically really out of position. See the eminent centre-back. It's a player change and a position change that's been happening for years in competitive FIFA. Yeah,
I mean, that's one that you start the game with. Obviously, things can happen throughout the match that put players in sort of unusual positions. I've seen Pele at right back in our time. Ronaldinho's doing a job at the moment at right full back. This first half always flies by us. Fnatic, loose pass possession, back over to the Direwolves, and they will probably get the last roll of the dice here in this first half of extra time. And just as I say that, Eusebio quick on the press, and Fnatic with an opportunity.
Mbappe on the hump. Finds Eusebio. Wow, wow, wow.
It's all kicking off here.
It's hard to just not take it in. LAN is just a completely different kettle of fish. Chance from distance, what a save, Van der Sar. Just that raw emotion, Richard, that we have not had for years. That was Crew Esports there, Sergio Aguero's esports organisation. Valen and Iago, the 2 Argentines, up off their feet, screaming whatever in front of each other's faces. That's going to do us, pretty much.
One more chance.
One more chance to get the ball forward. Should be defended well by MARK11. And 15 minutes played here. We're 15 minutes away from penalties. between Direwolves and Fnatic. 3-3 the scoreline here in Group B.
Honestly, this is very, very tense.
It's only the first game.
We've all been live 30 minutes. We're in 15 minutes away from penalties already. Incredible, honestly. This is what FIFA esports is all about.
I put a tweet out yesterday, Rich. Just some of the names that are here. Well, yes, we're in 2v2 formats, but you can't look past the single achievement accolades that we've had. MS Desari, Maestro, Dulla Mike, Gravison,
Nicholas, TEKKZ,
Nicholas Razek,
Resende, Principe,
Olilito, the newcomers, Levi David.
You could list them off. If you look through the annals of FIFA esports history, this is it.
Any competition, any major tournament.
There's players here who play in it.
Yeah. Playoffs, E-World Cups, you can go around any tournament. Players in this room, 64 players in fact, have all featured in one or two of them and have won them. Back underway. Fnatic from left to right. It was a difficult one for Fnatic this year. Trying to find that teammate for TEKKZ. So obviously TEKKZ had that ultimate control over it and looked at the players that were available and said, you know what, Diogo looks like that fit in. I'll be honest, he has sort of ticked all the boxes a perfect fit.
Chance.
The mould around his play style. Here's Bellingham. This is TEKKZ in control. Jude Bellingham still with TEKKZ. He's trying his best to put on a plate for his teammate in Mbappe. It just couldn't work on that occasion. 10 minutes from penalties to the side. A ridiculously big and important win in Group B. Eusebio finds Mbappe. Could be lucky to get one more decent chance each of both teams here. Pele finds Bellingham. He's off the bench, could be a gift, it's TEKKZ with R9. Elastico cuts back inside, looking for the perfect way to manoeuvre his way around the defence. Credit where it's due to Direwolves, just standing strong there.
He stood up really, really well to that, did Direwolves. And potentially, with 5 minutes left to play, they could get the last roll of the dice to send Fnatic down into a loser's bracket.
R9 finds Ousmane Dembele, that foot fantasy item that's in a bit of a different position than his in-game item does represent, but nevertheless the French midfielder has been doing a job there. Here we go.
This is it.
Last chance, last roll of the dice for Fnatic, or we are on our way to penalties. Ronaldinho, this is Fnatic now. Eusebio, TEKKZ in the driving seat with the Portuguese star, looks for the cutback.
Penalties.
We're on our way to penalty shootouts here in Group B. Up steps, Direwolves first with Ousmane Dembele. Steps up, saved by Fnatic. It's an awful start. Could have been the perfect start. Eusebio for Fnatic, scores.
Direwolves step up in a very, very important moment right now. CR7 from the spot, scores, slots it into that bottom left corner. Fnatic to keep their lead to 1. Ronaldinho scores.
2 for 2 of Fnatic. Direwolves must score this. Savannah, he does. Is it 3 from 3? Perfect pens. I mean, it's Mr. Reliable over it. Fnatic. Diogo steps up, save. We're back on.
Well, here we go. Direwolves to take the lead. Ronaldinho saved. Fnatic now to go within touching distance. It's Pele from the spot, slots it down the middle.
Here we go. Direwolves must score. They need to score. They really do. They will. Simple as this. You score. It's a big win on the boards for Fnatic. It's Diogo that steps up. The teammate of TEKKZ. Save! Sudden death.
Oh my goodness. Jude Bellingham stepping up to the spot. Scores. Fnatic must score. Must score penalty. Ruud Gullit steps up to the mark. Skills! Oh.
We go again. We go again in sudden death. Up steps Direwolves. Foot captain Marcelo down the middle again. Score to stay in it. Save Direwolves. They're on their way. Oh my, we go again.
The opportunity to keep in the winner's bracket is on the line right here. MARK11 steps up to the spot, straight down the middle. They've read the book. And now Fnatic with Patrick Vieira from 12 yards. Scores! Fnatic maintain their winner's bracket run.
Emotionless. He knows it's a long run, TEKKZ. Fnatic on their way. Ice in the veins.